Soon the mother and father fall into formation and the jackal pack gets down to work. They are relentless, nipping and biting at the hyena's most vulnerable soft haunches. The helper joins in, and before long the lone hyena is being hounded far from the jackal territory, with sharp reminders never to return. At daybreak, the herds feed lazily on the dew-soaked grasses. The jackal family is up and ready to begin the morning hunt. As they move out, the mother and father mark their territory. Unlike other animals, they mark on the same spot. The helper sniffs to imprint the scent, but doesn't have the status to mark the territory as well. The jackals enter the territory of the herd, set out by the dominant bucks. The jackals present little threat to the adults, but they know there are hundreds of young gazelles dispersed throughout the herd. Jackal families are some of the most effective social hunters on the plains and present an almost unbeatable challenge to a single young gazelle. Like this nearby fawn, who's carelessly wandered away from the herd. The father leads the team into position. The young gazelle cannot escape the hot pursuit of the jackals. The jaws of jackals are strong, but it is their sharp teeth that immobilize their prey and tear at its vital organs. While the mother and helper act as sentries, the father begins to eat. At great risk, the pups have been left unattended at the den and now rush out to greet their father. He soon regurgitates a protein-rich meal for the pups. Rejuvenated by the feeding, the pups are anxious to test their skill. Their hunting instincts are part of their genetic memory, and any target makes for good practice. Across the plains, their counterparts, the young gazelles, do their best to survive until the end of the rainy season, when the herd will return to the woodlands. Until then, young gazelles must often fend for themselves, and as observed by Charles Darwin, Only the strong will survive the challenges of the natural environment. This time, the fawn has run back to the herd, and the chase has alarmed the female gazelles. Even though they are unable to stop the capture of the fawn, they have been excited enough to begin to fight off the hungry pack. The adult females continue to take on the jackals when a new interloper joins the confusion, and without any opposition makes off with the spoils. The ravaging attacks of the jackals have had little real effect on the size of the herd. The process of natural selection has singled out many of the vulnerable newborn, but most will survive and grow. But what of the adult gazelles? Are they of so little threat that the jackals can raid the herd at will? In fact, when they work together, gazelles are quite capable of fighting back. A jackal attack is underway as a fawn races further from the herd. Suddenly, a mature gazelle flashes into frame and throws off one of the jackals. The fawn leaps and zigzags, escaping again and again the hungry jaws of the jackals. Then an angry gazelle charges the jackals head-on, allowing the fawn to slip free. Now the tables have turned as the adult gazelles give chase, and the jackal runs for its life. The young fawn is surrounded by adult gazelles. As if the jackals had crossed an invisible line, the gazelles now seem determined to fight, and they rally with a tenacity equal to that of their enemies. Soon the jackals are in full retreat from the horns of their adversaries. The gazelles have found a new strength in their community, and on this day, they are invincible. Although many aspects of the natural world seem brutal and incomprehensible, there is a certain logic to the overall balance of nature. Since the gazelles are all born at about the same time, the jackals can take only a fraction of their number. The jackals and other predators can't do serious harm to the gigantic herds, and that seems exactly what's required to maintain nature's balance. Without droughts and disease and these natural predators, the grazing animals could multiply and destroy the vegetation on the plains. The jackal family teamwork, however deadly to its prey, is a marvel of social behavior. Yet for most of the year, they must be content to scavenge for food, eating insects, fruit, and even small reptiles. But when the great herds come, the jackal family can roam the wide-open spaces of the Serengeti as their instinct demands. Golden jackals are hunters, and in the ever-changing balance of nature, they too have an essential place in our global family.